Hey guys, it's Savagely Based again. Thank you so much for coming to check out my video. I really appreciate you watching. I just wanted to welcome you back to my channel. I just happened to go on Drudge Report just for a second. We've got Facebook to label news, rise of truth police. So we are now getting into collectivist style, you name it, Russia, Marxism, uh, communism, socialism, all those, Stalin. They all suppressed and censored information and tried to censor it. So I know a lot of you may use Facebook. I know I do. A lot of people do. A lot of people don't. They either tried it and gave up on it because it was so bad, or they even haven't tried it yet. They haven't gone on there and tried it yet. And I understand a lot of people stick to like Instagram or even like Snapchat or something like that now. So a lot of people are doing different stuff, and there was Reddit and stuff like that. And Reddit is censoring stuff now. Uh, Twitter's been censoring stuff now for it. And it's all these leftist collusion with the government, all these leftists in the media colluding with the left and censoring things that they don't want out there, that they don't want to get out. That really kind of do threaten our national security. Some of these things are so big that we're covering here. They do actually sort of affect national security. It's crazy how bad our government has gotten now. I guess you could argue that it's a national security issue, but here it is. I'll just show it to you on my phone real quick. I'm not sure how well you can see it. Um, you've got him on the front of Drudge. You've got a Zuckerberg, or a Zuckerberg as we call him. Facebook is going to start labeling news, and then we uh, actually can click on it here and read a little bit to you, and we'll talk about it of the story. So now Facebook and probably Twitter and Reddit and all of them. I think the only one not censoring news, not censoring anything at all, is a voat.co. It's a VOAT, I think, voat.co. I found it, and they don't censor anything on there, so they may be the place to go get your news from now on, because they're not doing this collectivist style censoring that we're seeing from all this other stuff. So I didn't mean to click on that link. I wanted this link, and hopefully it takes me there. Yeah, so this is a really nice article from a very distinguished news agency. This is the Business Insider right here. They are very good. Very good news. I love all their stuff. It says Facebook is going to use Snopes and other fact checkers to combat and bury fake news on their website. So we know Snopes has been caught 2 or 3 times just outright lying for leftists. They're a very leftist organization. And when something's big enough, they do lie about it for Hillary and for the rest of the Democrat Party and the rest of the leftists. They hide and bury stuff, and they give it to libertarians and Republicans really hard. Of course, everybody hates voluntarists. All sides do. Because it's really statism versus non-statism. But Facebook is going to start fact-checking, labeling, and burying fake news and hoaxes in its news feeds, and the company said Thursday. So this is the Business Insider, a very popular, very good news organization that you can trust, coming out and saying, look, Facebook is talking about burying fake news. So any information it views as fake news is to bury it. Now, what we have said to do to kind of counteract this is to go on there and label, like we labeled the IRS, uh, promoting theft. And Facebook agreed that the IRS promotes theft and actually took their website down on Facebook. This is how we combat these people. We use their own tools against them the way that they're using them against us and our minds to control what we see and what we hear on our Facebook feed or on our Twitter feed or in any of our social medias, Reddit, whatever. They're controlling the information we're allowed to get. So, you can go onto government websites and say that they're promoting this or that, get them taken down. We can go on to CNN. Any fake news you see from CNN, MSNBC, CBS, any of those guys, just nail it. Just go to their actual website, CNN or wherever, and click it as that it's fake news. Start marking it. Just because of the mainstream media does not mean that this isn't propaganda, you know, government-run news. That's what this is. It's official government propaganda, no different than Russia, no different than Russia today. It's a state-run media. It's big-time collusion and corruption between, in ours, it's leftist in our media. It's leftist politicians in our media. It's collusion and corruption. And it works a lot like a mob. That's the exact way. I keep alluding to that, but it's the exact same thing. It's just the mob has this more. They can feel moral about it and say, well, we have this authority, and that's why it's so important to keep us all asleep to this idea of authority, because it's so important to them. It's everything to them. And what you finally realize when you get woken and wake up is that the government is just full of people. These people are no different than you and me. They put on their underwear and their pants one leg at a time, just like we do in the morning. They're human beings. They're not special. They're no different than us. And this idea of authority is just complete BS. And they're just people. Now, the only difference between these people and us is that they truly believe that they're like gifted from God, and they literally have the right to force, at the point of a gun, taxes from us. That's the only difference between us and them. They really believe that they have this authority and power over us to listen to their edicts and to pay their taxes at the point of a gun, or go to jail or prison, or they'll kill you if you resist. So, and they believe they have this moral authority to do that to you, and it comes from the authority. And they're just men and women just like us. They're no different than us. And authority is just a made-up idea that they use to control the rest of us. It's just completely made up. It says here, to combat fake news, Facebook has teamed up with a short list of media organizations, including Snopes and ABC News. What a shock. They are part of an international fact-checking network led by Pointer. We'll have to look into Pointer in a minute, a non-for-profit school for journalism in St. Petersburg, Florida. Starting as a test with a small percentage of its users in the U.S., Facebook will make it easier to report news stories that are fake or misleading. Once third-party fact-checkers have confirmed that the story is fake, it will be labeled as such. So the truth police are going to come by and they're going to say, oh, this is on our official Hillary list of it being fake news. Now it can be more easily censored on Facebook. And we are going to, we're going to have to start labeling all their news as fake news to try and counteract this. We have to. We don't have a choice at this point. This is information. This is censorship, and we have to fight for our alternative media rights so that we can get good information out there that we've researched and studied. Some of us have spent a decade or more researching things. We spent a good bit of time. This is not just fake news. Some of this is real good news. A lot of it's crap. There's misinformation out there and people getting things a little mixed up and stuff. But I mean, for the most part, this is good stuff. The stuff that we're getting from the government is just state-run BS that has an agenda, to try and, I don't know, make us go to war with Russia or something. All this fake news stuff is crazy. It's absolutely nuts. And we just need to start hopping on Facebook or whenever we see it and going to the actual CNN website or wherever and clicking that it's this fake news, it's misleading, and it's not true, because they haven't offered up any proof of these stories yet. The CIA, the government, has offered up no proof to us yet. Just like they do anything, they just tell us what the truth is, never give us any proof, and just say, take our word for it because of authority. We are elected officials, just believe it because the CIA says so, or the NSA, or the president says so. This is all just thought control, and we look really silly actually believing this crap, and they're laughing at us the whole time that we're gullible enough to believe them when they just say, here, this is the truth, this is what happened, believe us, leave it at that. They're laughing at us right now. They steal money from us. They steal like 55% of our income if you count the whole government and all taxes, hidden and non-hidden and corporate and everything else. We pay, the average man with property taxes and stuff end up paying like 55% of his income to the government. Jesus Christ and God only want 10% of our income in tithes. So anyway, don't forget to like, share, and I'll make another video here shortly. Thank you. Bye.